and welcome to our review of NXT TakeOver in your house. Cowabunga! Don't have a cow, dude. It's 90s references all the way as NXT revives a new generation stable. Chris Kawamia! Alongside me, hanging 10 and watching episodes of Fresh Prince on Trouble. I think Trouble was 90s? Or was it TCC? Doesn't matter. It's Tom Walton.
I guess I could kiss heaven goodbye because it's got to be a stinful of biscuit.
I regret having you on. Doing this exclusively via his AOL 9.0 trial disc plugged into his Hewlett-Packard desktop PC. It's Geal Kingsley-Nyinah. I specifically wrote it down because as your friend, I need to learn how to get that right.
And you still didn't.
I literally listened to you introducing yourself for the last 3 weeks on your podcast. I tried. How do you say it? I know we've been friends for ages, and it's always been a bone of contention.
You know.
I got the wrong way round. And also joining us, popping a sick ollie, drinking some virgin cola, and not understanding any of these 90s references, is George Geal.
I was born in 1995.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Only 90s kids will understand.
We are the Wrestling Movement. We bring you loads of content on YouTube, on Twitch, and in podcast form. If you want to check out the podcast, they are available on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube, and wherever else you can get your pods. Like I said, youtube.com/TWMWrestle, twitch.tv/TWMWrestle. Join the Wrestling Movement. We are brought to you by We Love Sport, a fantastic app helping you find your nearest sports bar showcasing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the United Kingdom at your fingertips. You can book front row seats, obviously not in the current climate, possibly in about a month's time, according to the internet. However, until then, download the App and Google, App Store, Google Play Store, follow We Love Sport on their social media, get that app in there, get it ready, and when everyone's allowed outside and it's safe to do so, because I'm not trusting that date for love nor money, go out there and you can book front row seats to check out your latest WWE pay-per-views and watch them in the comfort of a lovely public house or bar. We also want you to check out 1310 Apparel. It's your place for fresh, fashionable wrestling merchandise, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, all sorts, all over there at your fingertips. 25% off at checkout. Use the code TWM25 when you go to 1310apparel.bigcartel.com. You can follow them at 1310apparel on Facebook and Instagram, 1310app on Twitter. One more time, TWM25 to get 25% off at 1310apparel.bigcartel.com. Say it one more time, just to annoy. Once more be feeling, 1310apparel.bigcartel.com. I can see...
Bedrooms. Dialects. Oh, yeah.
It's more than a minimal. Me and Tom, you don't get the meme. Me and Tom have adhered to a 90s dress code. I'm repping the old Cher Horowitz from Clueless. He's got mighty ducks.
Excuse me, but this vest is it looks like it's from Transworld Sport.
Nice, solid reference.
Yes,
that vest Joe bought in 1997.
That is, I love the trans world sport reference.
To be honest, George, you were so young you didn't even know what clothes were.
Yeah. Right.
I am repping someone that was born in the 90s.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. We're going to keep saying that. Let's jump into it without further ado. Let's talk about NXT. And he said NXT UK. That's not a thing at the moment. NXT TakeOver in your house. Starting with the pre-show. I got my hopes up because the opening 30 seconds had Todd Pettingill on it, and I thought he was hosting it. However, it was the excellent Scott Stanford and the walking dumpster fire that is Sam Roberts, but Pat McAfee was there as well, so it was fine.
I didn't watch it.
The show, I had it on in the background while I was editing stuff.
I don't watch that.
You didn't miss much. I got my hope, like literally the highlight was the first 2 minutes when I thought Todd Pettingill was literally going to do like a WWF free-for-all instead of them having a pre-show, but alas. Let's talk about the show, kind of just the little bits on the side. The promotional considerations narrated by William Regal were just glorious. They were fantastic.
I think Drake Maverick's face whilst eating an ice cream sandwich was beautiful.
I think that somebody probably took a screen cap of Shotzi Blackheart after she ice cream sandwich.
It's just it was also Tegan's look on her face, which is like, like that, and I'm like, we know the people you're friends with. Like, you're telling me you've not seen someone shove food in your mouth at Chippy Lane at 2 a.m. in Cardiff?
I've seen her shove Pringles in her mouth mid-match.
That's so good. She's changed.
I believe the line was. Wait, 2 seconds. Sorry, but oh, Shay, give me a chance. I need some Pringles. I'm hungry.
You've changed, Tegan. You've changed. My big question is with the Adam Cole one. Hilarious that he did it in a Canadian accent as well.
Yeah.
Which was unnecessary. Would Ico Pro be legal in 2020? I think not.
No, probably not. No.
I'm not 100% clear on what it is.
It was, do you remember, like, you may remember back in day when Vince tried to launch the bodybuilding federation?
Basically a supplements company.
Yeah, it was a supplements company that he launched alongside that. And then when that went down the pan, it was just advertised every, 5 minutes by Bret Hart. With that advert, it was really, really good.
They had the massive poster in the
I've seen the poster. I recognise the poster. I just don't know what it is.
Didn't they have it at the Raw 25 anniversary as well?
I believe they did have it up.
and then we got to 1997 and a steroid trial, and then
that was 1995.
How old were you when that happened?
You got my dates wrong.
To be fair, I love we're all doing this, and in all fairness, I think there's only Tom may not have been watching at that point either. I don't think any of us were watching during the steroid trial, New Generation stuff. So I'm going, you weren't born. We started watching in '99. Yeah. I will say there were rumors of them doing the In Your House stage. It was brilliant. I loved it. It's so all they did was just whack something in front of the original stage, and it looked so much fun.
The thing is, they could do that for every single takeover or pay-per-view they have at the Performance Center now. Wouldn't care. Love it.
Can they get a miniature version of the Halloween Havoc pumpkin? Can we have that around October time?
That'd be awesome.
It's honestly like going to a primary school and watching them put a couple of boards up on the stage.
It was pretty much like doing an assembly.
You'd see Alia there, just in the middle of painting it, going, "I'm part of this."
I love that to be like, she's to be the one in the school play that's just either waving or when she gets a line, just wets herself and cries.
She's a treat. She's a tree.
Aaliyah, forever a tree. Another highlight.
Why doesn't she make like a tree and... Sorry.
I was hoping you were going to do the other one, which is make like a tree and get the fuck out of here. But
yeah, I know. I couldn't bring myself to do either.
Also, non-wrestling thing before we get into the matches itself. Shout out to Shawn Michaels giving the call back to the PC bit. And then what I loved about it, it was the most chaotic 30 seconds of TV WWE done in ages, because you had him doing the pointing the finger down on it, Triple H banging it, Road Dogg being confused and walking into a sign that fell down. It was watching us trying to figure out how to use Twitch.
What was amazing was Tom Phillips hit it out of the park with the next thing he said was, someone should tell them that the files are inside the computer. And
Zoolander reference. Zoolander reference. Loved it.
He's been I got a lot of love for Tom Phillips purely because
he's got a lot.
He's very good at those witty asides.
I'm very upset I didn't get a picture with him. Would have been great.
Yeah,
he's had a lot more chance to flourish as well at the minute.
Yeah, he's been a big chance to grow. Let's get into the matches as a whole. Starting off with Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Nox over Candice LeRae, Raquel Gonzalez, and King Kota, Dakota Kai.
That's the only reason I wanted to come on.
It was a pretty good kind of car crash spot fest style match. Enjoyable. George, the Faces were the most colourful tag team known to man or womankind.
Shotzi Blackheart's hair is bright green.
Thanks for that input. In depth.
Well, she has a mini tank. That's all.
Did she come out in the tank on this?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She did.
Yeah, because they were coming through the garage, and it was even better. I thought everyone after that should have just come out of the house.
No, it'd been funnier if they actually fit like an actual garage door. So when she pressed the button, it slowly lifted up as she reverses out, just like.
I still can't look at matches properly now with Mia Yim in them because I watched some clips of old TNA stuff, and obviously she was in one of the old stables, which is very different. Dollhouse, it's just so different to her gimmick now, and I'm like,
oh, she's been through if you watch the career trajectory of Mia Yim, she's gone from it's like Adam Cole valet to she really embraced her like Asian side of her heritage, to this like psychotic dollhouse thing, and now obviously she's like embracing more of the black side of her heritage and mixing it with the Asian side with the blazing baddie stuff. So it's really like if you ever pick bits up in random bits thing, there's no Mia Yim that's similar to the Mia Yim that precedes it. Yeah. So like
4 faces of Foley. 3 faces.
It's
4 faces of Mia.
Also, I do give a lot of love because she always seems to do run-ins in jogging bottoms.
Yes.
Which like I don't know how anyone could run in jogging bottoms at all, just because there is always the risk that they are going to fall down. There is no belts there. It's always a struggle. Speaking about, actually, that's just my personal opinion with jogging bottoms. I just always look at those, especially when Mia's wearing, because she wears baggy jogging bottoms. Just like I just feel like they are a fashion accident waiting to happen. Might just be me.
Are they quite elastic? I don't.
Yeah,
I play football.
Have a tie.
You've seen me play football in jogging bottoms all the time. As long as there's nothing in your pockets, you're good.
They usually have a
tie
but
there's
like
still but if you still tie them up, there's no like belt to stop. So it's just it's one of those things. No one ties up jogging bottoms tight enough that they literally cannot be pulled down.
I do if I'm playing football in them.
Well, she's not playing for the. Never mind. We're getting away from the point. Speaking of gear, Candice LeRae's gear was awesome. The entrance gear was
the pixie
stuff. It's great.
She
has gone in with a whole chest with the bratty heel stuff, and I'm all for it. Yeah, I think everyone else thumbs up on that match. I thought
I am very happy with the conclusion of the match.
It's 1-1. 1-1.
I love the
Nah, it's like 3-1 in favor of Tom, I believe.
No, it's not.
3-2.
Is it?
3-2.
I'm counting the cage being slammed into a knee. There's about 10 different wins.
No.
King Kong.
I absolutely love the reference from Beth Phoenix about Raquel Gonzalez saying she looks a bit ninth wonder of the world, and I was like, that was
a solid throwback. Then we had Finn Balor over Damian Priest. I'm not sure on this decision to have Balor beat Priest.
I wasn't either. That's the one I got wrong.
Was that Joseph? Don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. And let me tell you why. It's because the Latinx dominatrix is not ready yet. And the story that Finn was telling was that someone attacked him for notoriety, and whoever did it is clearly not ready yet, because that's not the way that you should try and progress your career.
There we go. Joe's explained it for everyone.
However, Priest looks so strong in this. Like, this is like his best performance since.
Oh, he looked
better
great.
and better.
Yeah, he's getting better and better and better. The bump on the stairs, though, that
brutal.
Oh, it seemed about like 6 inches too far. He fell. He literally went bam. Just went.
Yeah, he was very close to taking the Homer Simpson bump where he goes over like, this is more painful.
Yeah, that was the gift that Travis Banks.
Yeah.
Like, was it better or worse than the bump that Apollo Crews took against King Corbin at Wembley?
I can't remember. You have to.
I can't remember that.
Were we talking about that this past? I feel like this got brought up. Maybe it might have been on Twitch. It got brought up about us being a takeover and chanting.
First ever wrestling show. And
chanting your shit, and you are at Baron Corbin for 10 minutes.
Some things never change.
Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry, people on the audio are getting it. So my dog's just turned up and he's just started barking for no reason. Just growling.
Give the video people a treat.
Hold on. Yeah, can I give the video people a treat?
This is why everyone should come to our YouTube channel and look.
He's a little doggy. Give the people what they want.
Come here, doggy. Come here. No.
For those on the audio, a very chubby but very cute dog is now being stroked because she came in the room and started barking at my brother for not paying attention. So there we go. That's what happens in TWM Towers.
I feel like this is going to be my running thing of this whole podcast, because I picked up on a lot of brilliant commentary quips, and it was the Finn Balor Instagram picture he put up where he photoshopped Priest's head onto a baby, and it was like it was Mauro going, Beth, lots about the number ones and the number twos of children, and I was like, I like that as well. A witty poo joke. I like that.
It's very rare that you get a witty poo joke in this day and age. So.
Oh, there was something else in this match. at one point, Finn Balor causes Damian Priest to do the La Parka cell.
On what bit?
I don't remember what. Like, he hit him in the head, and he had him, and all you just see is Damian Priest's knees just going.
Oh, what the old crumble? I love that.
No, just like fully just La Parkery.
Like, this is the thing you mentioned. You like it was the right decision in Joe's opinion for this, but what's next for Priest? Joe, you're saying he's not ready. That's 2 big losses at consecutive takeovers. He lost the triple threat, and then he lost to Balor. So where does he go from here?
He's also lost to Keith Lee. So I reckon he's going up.
That's probably a fair point.
I think he'll be one of the talents to go up. I think there's a lot of
unless he turns face and he challenges Adam Cole. I think he's going up.
Yeah.
Vince definitely went to the performance center and went, sorry, Roman Reigns is what? Roman Reigns? Oh, him. That one. Him.
I want him.
He's a beefy.
Look at all that beef.
Oh my God.
Gary Stridham. Wow.
He's like he's like if Roman Reigns and Triple H had a baby.
Are you implying that he's just going to sit there and he's just going to get Damian Priest like, can you please put this vest on? He's like, this isn't okay. We don't look the same. And he's just like, take the vest.
Put the vest on.
Now. To be honest, to be honest, he's probably worn worse in his time as a Latinx.
You will not let this go, will you? It's brilliant.
Didn't he have the mesh?
No, like earlier today, McIver was like, I still wish he went by that name. It's so cool. And I'm out here like,
in all fairness, if WWE was aware of his brief time in that Double or Nothing pay-per-view, they would have done the gimmick where he had his brother as a tag team partner called Encouragement Martinez, because that was the funniest thing that Excalibur may have ever said on commentary, and that's saying a lot.
Well, I mean, I saying the reason why I say Roman Reigns is when I went to a Ring of Honor show and he was there, everyone just did the hoorah at him for like.
Yeah, because that's not offensive at all.
No,
not offensive whatsoever.
No, like considering wrestlers of color have been basically posting about stuff like that all week and saying about how much it hurt them, how much it hurt and angered them at the time.
Yeah, but still, it's still offensive, George.
George, I mean, like.
Stay taking L's.
Can we release the tapes? Can I say it straight?
Right, hold on.
What, are you going full David Starr? Are you going full? He's removed himself. He's removed himself from the theatre of conflict. For the people listening on audio, George actually removed himself.
I'm back.
Oh.
Switch his camera off.
Like, this interview is over. Just leaves. Well, yeah, we'll move on. North American title, Keith Lee over Johnny Gargano. My key question is, why would you keep your keys near your cock? That's just asking for trouble.
Because he was dressed like M. Bison, and M. Bison can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He wasn't dressed like M. Bison. He was dressed like the Mandalorian. Thank you and good.
It was Mandalorian.
The cape made me think of M. Bison personally.
My key question is, why does he have a
wasn't wearing M. Bison colours? And the Mandalorian.
Has Tom just been out nerded?
Yeah, don't forget. Joe Stay learned on comic book stuff. Like he's aware.
My key question is, why the hell does he have a picture of Michael P.S. Hayes in his house?
There's several jokes we could make here. None of them okay.
Change this to
what would be brilliant then is it if Joe had left? No, it's not worth it. It's literally not worth it at this point.
My other question is, why does he turn his temperature from?
It's too easy.
Yeah, the other question is, why did he turn his temperature down from 70 to 69? Like, as he was leaving the house. He was leaving the house.
Yeah, he wants it on the best number, the sex number. He can't have it on 420. He'd burn his house down.
Never forget that Dominik Dijakovic said that he's got a picture of Candice LeRae kicking him and Tommaso Ciampa in the crotch because it's the closest he's ever come to sex in that.
Yeah. Don't tweet from Dijakovic. No, I just always he kept his Someone mentioned that in the group chat while watching the show. It might be me and Rich used to shoot in the breeze during TakeOver, and he was just. And I might have even re-stropped in. Someone said, I was like, "Why would you keep your keys near your cock? That's just asking to get stabbed in the balls. It's a dangerous play." We also for the entire match. I don't know about you guys. I was hoping we'd go full In Your House Ground Zero, and we'd have Johnny Gargano thrown through the door, a la Shawn Michaels and Undertaker.
They saved it for later, didn't they?
They did. But we did get him yeeted through the plexiglass, which was fun.
No, that was a spot.
that
was a spot me and George predicted on the podcast. No one will ever hear.
Yeah, on the lost tape. Hashtag. there's 2 sets of tapes now. Hashtag release the tapes. And then also just video doorbell adverts are weird because that one they showed with with Johnny Gargano at the door and Keith Lee turned up behind him. I just want someone to put like video doorbells are an important part of modern culture. I couldn't think of a name of a brand of doorbells. So is it Dash? Are they video doorbells?
Ring are the current ones, aren't they?
Ring, that's the one. Couldn't think of that. I was going to tweet yesterday. I can't just say video doorbell adverts are weird because that's like just going milk adverts are weird. It's not really a brand.
It's like saying flex tape adverts are weird.
Oh, Phil Swift.
Don't make.
This is the thing. When Joe brings stuff up like that, I'm always fearful. I'm like, I love the flex tape adverts, and I'm generally scared that Joe's gonna be like, he's done this horrible thing, and I'll be like, oh, now I can't enjoy that now.
No, I've not looked into him yet.
The receipts are waiting to be printed. Until then, flex tape, sponsor us.
We'll say this match was actually pretty class.
It was a great match. It was exactly what it needed to be, which was Keith Lee throwing Johnny Gargano around and getting revenge.
And Gargano going for the eye and going for the hand.
Yeah, which was great. I love the bit where he's got him in the triangle or the armbar, and then he lifts him up, and then Gargano immediately just peels the fingers back to get back into the triangle.
Yeah. That's a very Marty Skull, Pete Dunne. That's a very British.
They did make a
joint manipulation.
Joint manipulation.
It was a very Pete Dunne style thing, Tom.
Well, they made the call on commentary at the time.
It was very Pete Dunne-esque.
As Matt and Joe are the most critical people that I know of Johnny Gargano, and he is a bag of cringe. How's he doing as a heel?
It's perfect. This is the thing. I love Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano is the best, but Joe made the really good point that I'll let him say the exact verbiage. As a face, Johnny Gargano is.
I think it's just as a person, he's the corniest motherfucker alive.
Yeah, but as a heel, much like Sami Zayn, now it's tinged with bad intentions. It makes him a much better heel. A lot of people saying, "Oh no, he's fine as a face." I went, for me, he's exactly the same as when they turned Sami Zayn heel. All of the stuff he did as a face works perfectly now as a heel. Yeah. Like I said, did anyone think Candice would work as a heel? Hell no, but she's brilliant. Same as Dakota. No one thought Dakota Kai would be a good heel.
I'm still not sold on Dakota Kai as a heel. I can't lie to you.
Oh, well, that's something we'll have to agree to disagree. Backlot Brawl for the NXT title. Adam Cole over Velveteen Dream. This was not good at all.
Should I flush my toilet again?
Yeah.
Flush the toilet. See if it works this time.
Joe.
Put the computer in the toilet.
Right. There we go.
Hey!
What wrestling show is going to have a shoot toilet flush in the middle of the recording?
See, now,
give the people what they want. This was not a great match at all.
This is why takeovers should be 5 matches.
Like, it's an overexposed champion versus.
If you speak, you get into trouble.
Tom, like you've already made me. We've already made us do this twice. So.
It is an overexposed champion versus someone with possible transgressions in this calendar year.
Yes. That may be the potential reason why that they've lost twice against the same champion.
And now can't compete against the same champion for the rest of his tenure.
Yes.
Question. Why was Velveteen Dream dressed like the guy from Walking Dead?
Is the guy from Walking Dead have possible transgressions? No.
In all fairness, the guy from Walking Dead did.
I don't know anything about Walking Dead beyond.
Rick Grimes, is that the character?
He killed several people in the TV show. Which may or may not be worse than the transgressions we're not talking about. Right. The lighting in this was a mess. It was like watching 2005 Ring of Honor. So it was really hard to.
The camera cuts were like watching World of Sport.
Yeah, it was just.
No, it was more like watching my yay is different to your yay.
There was nothing really majorly exciting about it. When Adam Cole.
Dexter Lumis kidnapping 2 men.
Yeah, well, there's that.
That was the only cool thing about it, and I'll give you this, George. That was the best thing about that match. and it wasn't that good.
That's that you know a wrestling match is bad when you say the only good thing is when a man puts two men into a boot of a car and drives off.
It was the weirdest episode of Fake Taxi I've ever seen.
And does anyone else think
I
as
can
well
think of a weirder one, and it involves some of the
No!
participants of this match.
Is it just me as well, or should have Adam
It's
Cole
when Britt Baker had to do dental surgery.
Stop,
Agreed,
Joe.
Agreed. Why did
Adam Cole comes in a
truck?
monster truck. Velveteen Dream gets the Lambo.
Aventador.
Surely that should have gone the other way around.
Or
like what
the monster truck should have been used, and it wasn't.
Yeah. Although that spot of falling down into the windscreen
That was a nice little bit.
That was nice.
I
did go, ooh.
Also, I don't understand why Drake Wirtz at one point said to one of the cars, just get out of it. Why? We need the lighting. Don't tell them to leave.
Oh, the random Uber driver turning up.
Yeah.
There was a woman. Like, how many female Uber drivers has everyone here had collectively?
Oh, like, I think
Zero.
I'm like one, if not two.
Are you sure it wasn't like
three pre-Kata?
Are you sure it wasn't like a pizza delivery person? Someone just ordered an extra large cheese.
Why are we making porn references?
Right, of all matches, let's stop doing this.
Yeah, because you're tempting me.
Yeah.
You're tempting me.
Anyway, Adam Cole wins. He's going to AEW. He's going to drop the NXT title in the trash next to Tony Schiavone while he has flashbacks. Karrion Kross over Tommaso Ciampa.
Do you think that Adam Cole pushes Britt Baker around in the role model?
Oh my god, it'd be like Teddy Long and Vicky Guerrero.
Do you think that if they have arguments, she Zack Ryder's are
Zack Ryder came
off the stage. Fix this, you dentist. Whoosh.
That's for leaving the toilet seat up. Yeah.
I told you to be quiet while I play Uno.
And one more question about this match. Where is Kyle O'Reilly?
He's got diabetes.
He's got diabetes, so he's not allowed to be. He's immunocompromised.
I thought that was it, and I thank you for actually answering. It's something that I've been needing to ask for a very long time.
I'd much rather the storyline implications be that Kyle O'Reilly's been tied up in Dexter Lumis's basement for the
He's been there the whole time.
No, it's not possible because Kyle O'Reilly took them all out. In kayfabe, Kyle O'Reilly's been filming a movie.
Yeah, some sort of.
So on the day of his 1 year celebration, Kyle O'Reilly turned up with all of his movie money and took them all out.
I hope he comes back as Hollywood Kyle O'Reilly. It'd be amazing. Like,
well, I mean,
he already plays guitar.
Comes out with a shoot guitar now. I've got so much money, I can afford a guitar.
The image he pulled up on his Twitter was the image he pulled up on his Twitter was him leaning out the car window and comparing it to the scene from Dumber and Dumber.
Yeah.
Anyway, Karrion Kross to Tommaso Ciampa, as we was getting onto.
Flush the toilet, Joe. Flush the toilet.
No. This was effective.
It was too long. It was too long.
No,
we get one.
This was the Lesnar Cena booking, and it was unexpected, but it was the right move to make.
I think it was too long though. If they're going to squash it, why was it?
It was fine. It was punishment. It was showing that he can just punish his opponents. Okay, you hit me with a widow's peak or whatever. But I'm still going to beat you. It doesn't matter. You don't hurt me. It's the right decision.
It wasn't meant to be a squash match. It was meant to be like Lesnar Cena, which was a rout. It's meant to be an elongated beatdown to show how dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. They really made that Karrion Kross look like a killer.
Yeah. Ba-da-ba. Nice. The choke bomb they did on the apron, Kross did to Ciampa, like with his neck injuries and his history of neck stuff. Like, how was that not counted as a buckle bomb? Other than the fact it's just...
So you can do it safe.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Does the list just say, no one can do buckle bomb beside or any
obligated. If anyone mentions
Nia
Nia Jackson buckle bomb, I am obligated to mention Sting, Finn Balor.
Balor's was on the barricade. It's different.
That doesn't make it any more safe. Yeah. So unless you...
I know you love Seth, but like that... Like, I noticed that you didn't really pipe up that time. It was very that day when everyone just decided to dump on you, it's just like, Seth does it safely, though, and everyone just started
just went quiet.
Just repeated gifs of Sting over and over again.
Leave
my boyfriend alone! Like, the big, three questions to ask here. Well, one's kind of...
Schreiber.
Killer Kross, what's his name? I'm assuming he's going to go
Aaron.
on to Keith Lee, I thought.
Yeah,
The North American belt.
I can see him going after Cole instead and just having a heel.
No, because you can't switch him back to being... You can't switch him to face.
No, you don't make him face. You just make him
a monster.
They're just a monster that like he's a heel and he'll just destroy a heel. Cole will just be his cocky self. Kross will just not.
I can see it though. Like he's a feud away from doing that. I could see him destroying like a.
He needs one more
Cameron
person.
Grimes and Damien at the same time or something.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, call him Damo again.
Ooh. No, like I mean Damien Priest, not Damien.
Oh no, call him Big Damo. Like.
Oh yeah.
Let him get
we get it. You love WCPW.
I'm just going in my head, and I'm just like, oh, we've forgotten about Timothy Thatcher.
Oh yeah.
Timothy Thatcher.
I don't think Kross. Timothy Thatcher versus Keith Lee. That'll be the next one.
Oh, that's tasty.
That's a spicy booking.
Can you like? Let's rewind 2 years. Imagine you saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matty.
Oh yeah, no, I like I said, it's amazing how we dunk on WWE for their moral transgressions, but the amount of wrestlers that I didn't like on the indies they've brought in, and I'm like, actually, no, I'm turned around on this guy now. It just needs presentation. What's next for Ciampa? I'm assuming SmackDown or Raw.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave.
He's refusing.
So he's going to do. He's just going to float on NXT.
He's going to be the NXT Undertaker.
No, Ciampa and Gargano both lost at a takeover. Where does this usually go?
So are we going with? I'm trying to think of
not yet.
The right term.
Soon.
Gargano, Ciampa, Attack of the Clones. Is that what we? I'm trying to think what.
Attack of the Clones is a New Hope. That's the sixth one, isn't it?
No, yes, I'm thinking. So it's a New Hope, Jedi. We've done Jedi. We've done the other one that I can't think of the name of. Empire Strikes Back.
I think we're at Force Awakens now.
Are we at Force Awakens?
No,
Johnny,
right, no, because you go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Jesus.
Anyway,
right.
The other thing to talk about, and this got brought up by Rich on our social media, and it did spur a lot of debate. And it's an interesting point. Is looking at this Kross and Scarlett package. Does anyone else feel that Scarlett might be a bit of a shut up? Anyone else think that Scarlett might be the biggest star out of the two?
Yes.
Does anyone think?
The Vince McMahon company. What do you think?
What colour is her hair again?
No, right. No, I'm not talking about as in. Of course, if Vince sees Scarlett. She's gonna be WWE champion, like shoot WWE champion.
Not even women's champion. She's going to be Roman Reigns.
In the
why is she Triple H?
If he sees her, he's going to go into Raw. He's going to go into Raw. He's going to strip Drew McIntyre of the title, just give it to Scarlett.
The key thing is,
here's what we need in this main event: Scarlett Bordeaux.
No, just Scarlett.
Against Baron Corbin.
Well,
insert GIF.
A lot of people would watch that. A lot of people would watch that.
Anyway, the point.
A lot of people would pay money to watch that.
Stop there. The key thing with Scarlett is she's everything that Vince likes in a female talent. But the other thing is she can wrestle. So it's not as if like she's going to get an unfair. Like I said, I want her to be an active competitor. Much like
I don't want her to end up like Zelina Vega and just on the outside.
Yeah, I want her to be in the ring. Zelina Vega for Women's Champ 2020 is getting less and less likely, but I'm still flying that flag.
As long as she doesn't end up like the other blonde in a couple that went to WWE and is now just firing off racist tweets whenever she wants. I'm good.
You're gonna have to narrow that down.
Yeah, you're gonna have to narrow that one down.
Really?
Yeah.
So a blonde that turned up to WWE in a couple and is now firing off.
I know. And let's just say I have some very nice weather out here at the moment.
Yeah. That's the one.
Oh, I thought you meant current. I was like, who's being a racist now?
I was like, what's Lana doing on Twitter?
I think that's the one thing that Lana's not done.
Anyway, main event. NXT Women's Title, Io Shirai over Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair.
I called this the second.
This is the right call.
The second that Rhea returned to NXT, I said it's a triple threat match. Io's pinning Rhea. That's the only reason Rhea's in there. I got it right.
Io got thrown through a window and then dove off a wall, aka the Little John special.
Oh yeah, to them.
But no, I'm delighted. It was the right call. Io needed to win the belt. I know it kind of got pretty much spoiled by betting companies because they all the odds dropped massively down for Io right before the show.
I don't go on the betting websites for the wrestling.
Who bets on wrestling? God.
Do you guys want a shoot answer to that?
Yeah,
I can give you a shoot answer to that right now. It's going to get very. You want to know? You want to know? You used to bet on wrestling all the time.
You on?
Daniel Lloyd.
Yeah,
he's my dad. Of course I do.
Yeah. So are you blaming your gambling problem for your wrestling dad?
Dan used to make a mint. Because Dan, he's the CEO of this company, he knows wrestling.
The only time you can bet on wrestling is a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and he won the Batista bet.
The other thing I want to bring up about the match, Rhea Ripley took a big L in this match. Not only taking the pin, again, 2 big losses for her. Her star has fallen massively. I don't know why, what's happened.
It's gone from this is my brutality to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But at the end of that match, she took the Io moonsault right in the face.
Yes.
That looked painful.
That did.
That looked like that sucked to take. But yeah, no, it's just interesting. Like, they built Rhea at the end of 2019 as this... As we thought, we were saying, like...
As the next big thing.
Yeah, it was not just the next big female star in WWE. We were like, she could be the next big star in WWE. And they've just gone, lose to Charlotte, lose to Io. You're now back where you start. But you're basically back at your NXT UK level at this point.
I mean, is this a case of them just wanting to do a proper Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley feud instead?
Yeah, maybe
take the loss. That's the only way I can see it and then have that feud for like 6 months.
Or we're getting swerved, and we're not going to get Bayley versus Sasha. We're not getting Bayley versus Sasha. We're going to get Bayley versus Rhea.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe they did delay the call up, and they're going to push her up now, and then the SummerSlam match is going to be Rhea. So
according to Big Papa Trips, he said in a post call after the event to say that the reason why they did this is because it's going to lead events for the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
I think that's really obvious that Charlotte is beating Asuka again soon.
Well, you know what's happening on Raw? You got Charlotte and Asuka on Raw tonight. Which
it's non-title.
I want to give a shout out. I don't know who put it on our Facebook. I got a lot of love for one of the social media team that put that up. And then when is Vince aware he's got other women on his payroll?
Like Liv Morgan's just gonna have another promo where she's like, "I'm an awkward millennial."
Yeah. And then we all sit there and just go, yeah, relatable. Yeah. We all agree.
She's not wrestling.
I know.
As it stands, if things slightly tweaked, and it'd be pretty much a dream for myself to have this. Is the Survivor Series triple threat matches: Io versus Asuka versus Bayley. Put Kairi on SmackDown. Kairi beat Bayley. That is a dream triple threat match.
Right. Have you ever, by the way, George, I'm just going to say this. When you finish this, when you get off, you've turned off, take your headphones off.
Yes.
Go on to Google and type in the word stardom. You'll be shocked.
Exactly. This is a Western version of stardom.
I can't do it. Right. I can't do it.
Like, or just type in Tokyo Joshi. Literally, I guarantee you'll be able to find Io against Asuka against Kairi somewhere.
You'll be able to find what's her name in the bikini, which really disturbed me. Brookside, Zaya.
Oh yeah, no, don't go to that side of stardom. Yeah,
that was stressful.
Anyway, let's wrap up.
That upset me.
Let's wrap up NXT TakeOver before Joe again takes us down a path we don't want to go down. We'll go around the horn for what worked and what didn't. Tom, what worked for you on this show?
There were championship matches. In terms of championship matches, you had North American title and the women's title. They were brilliant. I think the NXT title just kind of dragged. They tried too much wanting to go with theatrics, cinematic kind of filming, and there just wasn't a reason for it in this case.
Yeah.
I think. A no holds barred match in the arena would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah, I agree.
That didn't, but the whole aesthetic of the show was brilliant as well. I think it was just a nice original feeling to it.
Aesthetic for me, 10 on 10. Loved all of it. Loved the whole feel. Loved them going with the whole retro 90s feel. Women's title match was great. The 6-woman tag at the start was great. And then Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano was good. Karrion Kross and Ciampa was too short to really give an opinion on. But then Cole and Dream and Balor and Priest, I didn't care about. It didn't need a cinematic match. It could have just been, like you said, no holds barred. This one falls on the side of Edge and Orton, whereas it didn't need that. It needed just to be in the arena, that sort of thing, rather than like the Boneyard and the Firefly Funhouse and Money in the Bank, where it needed the bells and whistles. This didn't. Cole and Dream did not need the bells and whistles. It just needed a cage, something like a stipulation. It didn't need the backlot thing. I see what they were going with. They were doing they went with the spotlight thing so much so that they tried to nearly, they tried to do what they did at WrestleMania 35 and blind half the people with giant spotlights, because they can't do anything subtly. It has to be a literal spotlight. But yeah, it kind of, that fell flat for me. George, what do you think? What worked, what didn't?
What worked was 6-women tag was good. Enjoyable. Keith Lee winning, getting a bit of retribution was great. A little appearance by the other halves as well was a nice carry on for the feud. I actually really enjoyed Balor and Priest. I thought it was a very good match. It showed Priest in a bit of a different light, even though he did lose. It's him with a smaller guy. Dexter Lumis kidnapping people was always fun. Anything with Dexter Lumis is always very fun. And then the women's was, seeing EO win at the end was beautiful. I agree with both of you. We didn't really need a cinematic match for Cole and for Dream. I think they just wanted to have something a bit different, but it didn't really work.
Joe, what works?
I just thought up an amazing way that they could have done Cole versus Dream. If Velveteen Dream wants the spotlight,
so am I.
Now hear me out. Velveteen Dream wants the spotlight, then he should do a boss rush. They should have framed it like a video game, and he should have fought every moment of the Undisputed Era.
Like Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been sick. Yeah, that's really good. I love that.
Literally, just get a giant, get the airplane runway out of the Fast and Furious movies and just have it moving down there.
Yeah, that's about 90 miles long.
Just a massive camera track and it's constantly one side.
Yeah. Just like, Bobby Fish turns up holding a guitar and Roderick Strong holds up holding, I don't know, a stick of charisma because he's on. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, I love that.
But in all honesty, the pacing of this show, which is something I talk about a lot on these pay-per-view reviews, was on point. The pacing of the show was on point. Obviously, the cinematic match left a lot to be desired. I can't flush my toilet again. I can't.
Your mum's going to think you got a problem.
Joe, you flush toilet. In all fairness, I can't imagine any of your family. You've walked into the toilet holding your laptop and a bottle of food.
He must have had a hard day.
Questions will be raised.
Nah, they all know.
It's Dexter Lumis fake taxi all over again.
It's true. I'm going to stay away from talking about that cinematic match because it's gotten me in trouble already. But the pacing of this pay-per-view was perfect. If they knew that cinematic, this is the second cinematic match that NXT have done which hasn't quite worked, so maybe they should fucking leave it alone.
I like the Gargano Ciampa one though.
I'll make a point about this. It's actually what I've realised. Every other cinematic match WWE have done, they have never had commentary. They had commentary for AEW Stadium Stampede. WWE has gone, we'll do that. We'll put some commentary over it.
I would agree. If he didn't have commentary, it probably would have been a bit better. But
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Both of the NXT ones. Gargano and Ciampa, it was always going to be a bit... Gargano and Ciampa shouldn't have had a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway,
I think this one should have.
I think we're getting massively off.
But anyway, we're going into the actual wrestling on this show. I think was stellar.
It was just the cinematic match that kind of
I'm with George here. I really enjoyed Balor Priest. It was way better than I went into it feeling like I'd feel like you did, Matthew, and it's actually way better than I thought it was. So I'll give them credit. Where it's due, I'll give Finn Balor and the Latinx dominatrix the most credit.
It's never gonna let that go. Right, let's wrap things up with overall grade. For me, B-. I'm gonna say it was okay. It was a good show. I like the main event. There were some good matches. There were some bits that kind of flattered to deceive. It was solid. So I'll give it a B-. Joe?
B-. Same.
Tom?
Like
sorry, go on.
B.
So, go on, Joe. Sorry, you had...
I think I covered it all. That match drags that match in the middle drags that score so far down.
It really does, yeah. George?
On a normal day, I'd give it a B. But as Dexter Lumis kidnapped 2 people, B+.
God damn it. That concludes this review of NXT TakeOver in your house. Thank you very, very much for joining us. I'm liking that we've kind of gone back to where we used to be, being a bit more loose, being a bit more, gonna say risque, but then again, Joe's here, so we're gonna always end up going down the controversial boulevards now and again, but it's all for your entertainment. If you want to get in touch with us, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, all at TWM Wrestle. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube right now. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and smash that like button. Please subscribe if you want to listen to us on the go. Listen to us in audio form. We are available: iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, Deezer, Podbean, Podfinder. All these places, we're all available over there. Just look for The Wrestling Movement. Please check out, we've got a new Monday morning article. That's right, we're putting out stuff Monday morning called Voice of the Wrestling Movement. It's where some of us give our opinions on certain stories in the week. There's an excellent, fantastic opening salvo talking about the rehiring of Drake Maverick in WWE and how that's left a bitter taste in a lot of wrestling fans' mouth. Check out the Voice of the Wrestling Movement. If you can't find it, there's literally a big banner on the website right now that says it. Click there and you'll be able to check it out. On twm.news, you got all the usual reviews, interviews, articles, editorials, all that stuff up there. Please get involved and join the Wrestling Movement. Tom, anything you want to plug? You got 10 seconds.
I will plug myself at TD Walton over on that Twitter thing.
I was literally going, no, you ruined the joke. I was literally about to go, I've heard you do that, and then go to George. George, 10 seconds, go.
I'd like to plug Tom.
Again, clip that.
At George_George.
No, you fucked it. Joe, ignore what them two have said and just 10 seconds, go.
Black Lives Matter isn't over. Follow at Black Lives Matter if you want to carry on and just keep signing all the petitions that you fucking can.
Yes, indeed. Wholeheartedly agree.
Also, believe Big T Justice and Roy Johnson have an Instagram live going on tonight. You guys should check that out if you want to know more about their experience in this country, both as wrestlers and as black men.
Nice. And just as someone tries to walk into George's room at the end of this, I'm a Matty ID. We are at TWM Wrestle. We are the Wrestling Movement. Please come get involved. And I don't want to say join us because that's the other place. Come hang out.
We move. We move.
Oh yeah, Joe thought of a great end thing for all of this, and I'm going to borrow. Well, to be fair, Joe's going to host one of these eventually, so we'll be all using it. We are the Wrestling Movement. We move. Thanks for watching and listening.